o'clock. Thanks, Tom. Bit of a change there. James and Bobby Purify, and that's Shake a Tail Feather, of course. And the John Peel Roadshow was out and about last night, in fact, in Scunthorpe at the Bards Hall, as it now is, and came away with one or two requests. The first one, typically, of course, is for somebody whose surname I can't pronounce. It looks like Toa, I think it is. Gerard Toa. I've been asked to play you something from your brother Matthew, something about the wedding present, in fact, which I'm very happy to do. Wish it didn't end quite as quickly as that.
Navigator. 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 The navigator.
Those are the Tellurians from an EP which is called Spirit of Adventure, the remix. And that was The Navigator. Before that, of course, The Wedding Present and their 9th single of the year. And I think the best, actually, after careful assessment of them all. Love Slave is the title of that. And back in May the 15th, actually, Julian Mills wrote to me from Chicago, and he says the band has officially relocated back to Chicago. It's hard to believe that we tolerated New York City for as long as we did. At this time, we still have not been picked up by any European label, so it seems unlikely that we'll be booked by any promoters over there at any time soon. Two of us are planning to make a trip to London in the second week of August to visit friends. If you have any interest in our doing our sessions, Steve, our drummer, could easily come along as well. Kevin from God could probably help us get a couple of gigs in town. I'll completely understand if, for whatever reason, you don't want a session from us. I feel really pathetic even suggesting it. At this point, though, it's as though we have not much to lose. Hearing that you've played our record is by far the greatest honour we've received. As teenagers, Alex and I used to spend weeks with no money, having spent it all on overpriced bootlegs of Joy Division and countless other Peel sessions. You had recorded all of our favourite bands. We thought you must be God. I wish they wouldn't tell everybody. And it's signed Julian and Drunk Tank. Go, Drunk Tank. A little gem beginning with the letter E. That comes from the East Side Kids from, well, I'm not quite sure what year, but quite some time ago, obviously. Subway Train is the title of it. And then before that, the richly endowed Drunk Tank, and the first from them in session, Stranger Danger was the title of it. And it's David Barker on guitar, Julian Mills on bass guitar and vocals, and Stephen Cherio, I hope that's pronounced correctly, probably isn't, on drums. My apologies to Stephen for getting it wrong if I have done, though. Later on in this programme, I mean, a wide range of exciting records, no question about that, but 3 tracks from really one of the most startling LPs that I've heard in several years. I mean, really quite outstandingly good, a completely unknown band. I know virtually nothing about them, and this LP came along, and it was so wonderful that I just sat there and listened to the entire LP quite entranced. Couldn't believe the evidence of my own ears, and that comes up, as I say, later on in the programme. Now it's a track from the LP by the Grifters, which is on Sonic Noise Records, an import from America. The CD is called So Happy Together. The titles of the tracks I can't really give you, actually, because I can't make head or tail. The artwork is so obscure that I can't make any sense of it at all, but the music's okay anyway, and that's what counts, listeners. It was supposed to carry on, but hasn't done so. Irritating technology. Hold on a second, I'll stop it, open that up again and press it again. Well, you don't get vinyl switching itself off now, do you, listeners? Those are the Grifters. That's from a CD called So Happy Together on Sonic Noise Records, an import, as I say, from America. The first from the Faith Healers coming up now, and one of the people who comes regularly to my events at the in Scunthorpe. It's just about the only gig I do these days because I like the place and I like the people who go there. And there's a bloke called Mark who usually turns up, and he wanted me to play something for Doris and Mabel. How about Love in Sesh? Faith Healers in session. They've got a hot new 12-inch and a 10-inch, I suppose, on the market fairly soon. That's Love in Sesh. And this is Frankie Lee Sims. Hold on, this is Frankie Lee Sims.
Don't take a married woman, a honey baby, ever be your friend. She will spend all your money, I'll take the same man back again. Telegram will make it near. I don't get no answer. This black boy is going himself. I give you all of my money, a little girl, and all my time. You messed up another man, don't wanna pay for me no mind. I don't care where you go, I don't care how long you stay. You know, good and kind treatment will bring you home someday.
That's Frankie Lee Sims, The Fall after the news. Now it's 11:30 on 1FM and Mallory Gelb has the news.
Police in the Irish Republic are questioning 6 men after the discovery of arms and ammunition in County Donegal, close to the border with Northern Ireland. The weapons were found after a surveillance operation near the village of St Johnston. President Bush has approved a big arms sale to Saudi Arabia, despite objections from Israel and America's Jewish lobby. The sale of the 72 F-15 fighters is expected to secure thousands of jobs in Missouri, a key state in the presidential election. In Texas, a student has shot and wounded a number of classmates after going on the rampage. Dave Trina reports.
The 17-year-old youth opened fire shortly after a rally in the high school gym in the town of Amarillo near Dallas. 7 teenagers aged between 15 and 18 were wounded. One of them was shot in the chest, shoulder and leg. An 8th was trampled in the panic. All are in a stable condition in hospital. The gunman is thought to belong to a gang called the Rolling 60s, and the shooting followed an argument with another student. A youth has been arrested and police have seized a handgun.
Thousands of people have been ordered to leave seafront homes and hotels in Hawaii as the hurricane races towards the islands. All beaches have been closed and flights to mainland America have been suspended. The 2 sons of a terminally ill woman have told a jury how they watched her die after her doctor allegedly gave her a lethal injection. The doctor denies attempted murder. Here's Steve Humphrey.
A jury at Winchester Crown Court listened intently as Patrick Boyes described how his 70-year-old mother, Lillian, was suffering so much pain from rheumatoid arthritis she wanted to die. He said that she'd asked Dr. Nigel Cox, the consultant rheumatologist, to end her suffering. Dr. Cox had said he could only make her more comfortable. Staff nurse Nicola Creasy described how one injection given by Dr. Cox had little effect. A second injection containing potassium chloride was given later, and Mrs. Boys died a short time afterwards. The trial will continue on Monday.
Police in North Yorkshire are hunting a woman spotted breastfeeding her baby as she drove along a busy main road near Scotch Corner. A motorist following the woman alerted police, complaining she was driving erratically. That's it. Next news, 1 o'clock.
From the interstellar combination that colours the brown and cream, and he gets pre-psychognition everywhere he goes. It screams psychog from doorways and upper shut-off windows. Just is not his stick. He wasn't taking any crap from you, dick. But he got a dose of a psycho. He got a dose of a psycho dream. Looking at glasses through him. It was floating on the floatarium of its love, baby. It was sheltering him. It was picturing him. It was lecturing him. It was lying to him. It was lecturing him. It was lecturing him. It was lecturing him. It was lecturing him.
Arid Owl's Dream, and that's The Fall. It's their contribution to the CD Volume 4, and a lot of good stuff on this one. Third one was a bit of a disappointment to me, but there's a lot of good things on 4. Babes in Toyland, I think I'll probably play that tomorrow night as well. Played that last weekend, and incidentally, I got a fax from, I think it's Mark Beale, who listens to the first hour of this programme in Sweden. 22 and a half minutes to go, Mark, but thank you for listening anyway. And on the same CD, Pavement, and I'll play you that in just a moment. The Fall one, though, one Simon Spaceship wanted me to play something by The Fall for Anna and Holly and also Kevin in Sheffield. Pavement and their contribution to Volume 4 is called Greenlander. It would be almost worth getting Volume 4 for that track alone, I think. That's Pavement and Greenlander. And I was also asked to say hello to G-Monster from Alma Sedgwick and Meredith, and also to mention Turbo Retro as well. I think that's the end of my messages from Scunthorpe, except for one very important one from a bloke who wrote me several cards from Afghanistan and other places, and I'll sort that out, I think, for tomorrow night's programme, if that's okay. Right, what have I got for you now? One of the LPs that I didn't get to listen to this week, although I very nearly did, it was the next one up on the pile. It was an LP called Strictly Hardcore, the compilation 1991-1992, Illegal Rave, but I did get to listen to the 12-inch that was in there with it by Hackney Hardcore.
Positive vibration. Positive vibration. Positive vibration. Positive vibration. We are the
We are the dance so dangerous. 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 We are the dance so dangerous.
Positive vibration. Positive vibration.
We are the dance so dangerous. 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 We are the dance so dangerous.
Positive vibration.
Dangerous, 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 we are the dance so 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 dangerous, we are the dance so dangerous. We are the dance so dangerous.
Dancehall Dangerous is the title of it, Hackney Hardcore on Strictly Underground Records. And a letter which I found, or a photocopy of a letter that I found when I was trying to sort stuff out during the week. And it's quite a historic letter in a way, dated the 15th of May, 1978, and it's written by John Walters. It says, "Dear Mark, you don't know me, but I know you. Actually, I don't know you, but I am John Walters, producer of the John Peel programme, and I saw your act, in inverted commas, at the Greyhound Croydon the other Sunday. The band seemed to have a kind of a defiant, non-musical approach which ought to be encouraged, and if you get the chance, either drop me a line or telephone me at the BBC when, if you are interested, we might be able to work something out to your advantage. John Walters. P.S. I went to see Susie, really, but Danny Baker had recommended that I try to catch your performance." Well, that was Walters writing to Marquis Smith, of course. I wonder if Danny Baker's still playing Fall records. I certainly hope that he is. I should now play you another Fall record, but in fact I'm not going to. I'm going to play you a record which I was asked to play by top journalist Stephen Dalton, who wanted to hear the Harare Mambos, and so he shall.
Tichimirira rupisa, mama kwetsato mukamatumbu asere.
Certainly is a top-class record, and I wonder if they've made any more. My man in Zimbabwe has kind of gone underground, and I've not heard anything else or received any more records. So if there's anybody listening to the programme who's planning to go to Harare in particular, I should be most grateful to hear from them, who's going to be, as it were, on station for some time and can track down records for me, although I appreciate that, sadly, people in Zimbabwe these days have more to worry about than a recording industry. Those were the Harare Mambos on Zimbabwe Records, and that was called Kurundere. And a letter from Steve, who writes to me from Jute Street in Aberdeen, and he says, "Hi, John. Just a couple of points following the Reading Festival. First, I must sympathise with you getting some mud on your shoes, as you mentioned on Sunday. It must be a major catastrophe for a man of your stature. There was me, poor bugger of a punter, mud to the eyeballs and soaked to the skin. But when I heard of your plight, it made me realise how lucky I was to be alive." Well, I'm very pleased to hear you take that kind of mature attitude, Steve, but after a little counselling, I've come to terms with it now, and I think everything's just about all right. Cherry Blades, that's one of the 4 tracks on a new EP from them on their own Surfer Sonic record label. The EP is called Whitewash, and that was Gravity. Right, here's another one from Drunk Tank. Turn your radios up pretty loud for this. This is Crooked Mile.
My dear man, an item such as this is worth only as much as a collector will pay for it. This particular collector has offered $200,000. It might never be offered again.
I lay my cards on the table. I'm willing and able. Come to me straight, little girl. Watch out. If you want me, need me, figure me out. I'm no playboy. But if you want me, need me, check this out. I'm no Romeo. Watch ya. I can make you happy, woman. Give her your love into the maximum. Hey, I respect you now, girl. From your head to your shoe stang. But when you come to me straight. Don't carry me round the corner. Cause I don't wanna be like the prodigal son. Got to make way for my future. But if you want me, need me, figure me out, I'm no playboy. But if you want me, need me, check this out, I'm no Romeo. Life can be bitter at times, but know yourself before you know someone. Hey, in this time that we're living, it's best to do the right thing. But when you come to me straight. Don't carry me round the corner. Cause I don't wanna end up like the prodigal son. Got to make way for my future. Cause if you want me, need me, figure me out, I'm no playboy. But if you want me, need me, check this out, I'm no Romeo. Come to me straight, I don't like no corners. My life ain't no wiggle and I don't like no drama. Come to me straight, I don't like no corners. My life ain't no wiggle and I don't like no drama. Hey, still a little naughtiness. If you want me, need me, figure me out, I'm no playboy. But if you want me, need me, check this out, I'm no Romeo. Watch ya. I can make you happy, woman. Give her your love into the maximum. Hey, I respect you now, girl. From your head up to your shoe stang. But when you come to me straight. Don't carry me round the corner. Cause I don't wanna end up like the prodigal son. I've got to make way for my future. But if you want me, need me, figure me out, I'm no playboy. Now little woman, if you want me, need me, check this out, I'm no Romeo. Life can be bitter at times, but know yourself before you know someone. Hey, in this time that we're living, it's best to do the right thing. But when you come to me straight. Don't carry me round the corner. Cause I don't wanna end up like the prodigal son. I got to make way for my future. But if you want me, need me, figure me out, I'm no playboy. Now little woman, if you want me, need me, check this out, I'm no Romeo. Hi, still a little in nonchalant. Hey, still a little in nonchalant. I tell you what now, if you want me, need me, figure me out.
Long-time favourite on Good Form, that's Anthony Redrose on Sinbad Records, and it's called I'm No Playboy. Before that, it was Drunk Tank in Session and Crooked Mile, and a gratifyingly intemperate letter from Lucy, who writes to me from Cheadlehume in Cheshire, and she says, amongst other things, weren't Pavement wonderful at Reading? Oh, wow, they're fast becoming my all-time faves. And then at the other end of the letter, she says, you looked really uncomfortable on TV Hell the other night, if you don't mind my saying so. I thought I looked rather relaxed, as a matter of fact. The one problem, actually, I plainly didn't, to be perfectly honest, because I wasn't relaxed. But the one major disadvantage of having done that programme, if you didn't see it, of course, you don't know what I'm talking about, but some of you may have done, is that ever since then, when I should be going around, humming something pretty cool, sort of like, Sonic Youth B-sides and that kind of stuff, I find myself humming Shut Up in Your Face. I was walking through town doing it earlier on, and just suddenly caught myself doing it and hoped that nobody overheard me singing it. This is Flophouse, a record that I tried to play last weekend, but something went wrong with the technology, so I'll have another go at playing it. This time perhaps we'll get all the way through. It's called Right Now.
That I
I do find some nice tracks for you, don't I? Actually, that one was found by Southern Distributors who sent it to me. Flophouse is on Harp Records, 7-inch single, and it's called Right Now. If your radio's still loud, leave it that way, because I particularly like the first few seconds of this. I mean, I like the whole record, but I like the noises at the beginning in particular.
A woman is singing.
And another very fine record. This one's On 2, I mean that's the title of the EP, on Discolated Hip Records, and A Woman Is Singing is inevitably the title of it. Another one, actually another two coming up from the Faith Healers now, and there's a new 12-inch, we're told, out on the 28th of September called Mr. Litnansky, named after a Frenchman fascinated with making things out of rubbish, who they met whilst on tour in France, and the tracks featured on that are Oh Baby, Moona in a Juno, which you're going to hear shortly, and My Loser, and yet another version of Reptile Smile, a new version, it says here, in an attempt to get the song out of their system, and they've got a few gigs coming up as well, and I'll give you the dates of those after I've played you the tunes. Two from the Faith Healers. The first has got a title so shocking that I can't read it out on the radio, but, well, I'll leave out the rude word. It's Get Thee Out of My Face. And then the other one is Moona in a Juna, and a version of that on the new 12-inch. Now, the gigs that they've got coming up, on the 29th of September, UCL in London. On the 30th of September, the Adelphi Hull. On the 1st of October, Cat House Glasgow, Lancaster University on the 2nd, Leicester Princess Charlotte on the 3rd of October, Joiners Arms Southampton on the 7th, Jericho Tavern Oxford on the 8th, on the 9th, ULU London with Gallant Drunk, Warehouse Derby on the 10th of October, UCD Dublin on the 12th, Limelight Belfast on the 13th, more gigs in Ireland to follow, and then they're all off to America for a week or so of gigs on the East Coast, and a showcase performance at the CMJ Music Marathon in New York to coincide with the release of Lido there on Elektra Records. And that's about all of the information I think that you need for the time being. And here come their label mates, Stereolab. Lo-fi by name, lo-fi by nature, I'm tempted to say. Stereo Lab from a 10-inch EP on 2 Pure Records, to be released shortly. And these are the Biffum Baffum boys, and I would suggest, judging from the start of it, briefly anyway, a Biffum Baffum girl as well.
We are at war. We are at war. War. We are at war.
Ah, there you go. A Little Robin Told Me So. That's Monia Lita, I think is how you pronounce it. Probably not. And his orchestra from a CD on Savile Records, the dance band years, the 1930s. And before that, it was the Biffum Baffum Boys, the dance band years, the 1990s, if you like, from an EP called Bite the Bullet. That's on G-Force Records, and it was the title track from that. And earlier on, I mentioned an LP which I'd heard during the week, which, really impressed me hugely. And it came at the end of a long day because I've got such a huge backlog of stuff. And I'm not complaining at all because, as you know, I enjoy doing this. But at the same time, every once in a while you stare at this kind of wall of CDs now in particular. And you think, if I listen to this day and night, it would take me like a week or 10 days to listen to them all. But, it'll all get done. I'll get caught up with it eventually. But I've been working for about 12 hours, something like that, 14 hours, hardly seen daylight, working away in my room there, answering letters and so forth, and listening to loads of records. And I was just tired. I thought, I've had enough of this. I'm going to go and have a beer and fall asleep in front of the television. And as I tidied up, I thought, well, I'll just put on the next LP that was on the pile. And it's by a band called Truman's Water, and the LP is called Of Thick Tum. But beyond that, I know nothing about it at all. And I put the record on, and as I said earlier on, I just sat down, and, well, almost as soon as it started, I just sat down and thought, this is really terrific stuff, and sat and listened to the whole of the LP. I'm not entirely sure that I didn't listen to it twice. And I think I've made that up. I listened to it 1.5 times, though, most assuredly. And I'm going to play you 3 tracks from the LP now. And then at the end of that, a phone call that I made earlier on this evening. It's not one of those things where I phoned up and pretended to be something like Mao Tse-tung in order to embarrass somebody else whose job had depended on being polite to me. So I shall play you that phone call, which has rather a puzzling start, because I seem to have tripped into a party line somewhere in the United States of America, but it'll all resolve itself eventually, and some information will emerge. But the first of the 3 tracks I'm going to play you is called Deep Grub Yonder. Listen to this, because I think this is a really good band.
Tender points in each.
Toddy. I think it's Darren. I'm not sure though.
Hello.
I don't know. No one says anything.
Hello, I'd like to speak with Tawny Ann Smith, please.
This is Kevin.
Yay. Hi. How you doing?
I'm fine.
So what's up?
Not much.
What you doing?
Nothing. Who's on the phone?
Oh, did you call Tawny? I wanted to talk to her. Yeah, I called Tawny.
Oh, cool. Tawny, by the way.
Yes?
Tawny, I got this really cool SST catalog. It's got The Leaving Trains.
It's got Family Man.
It's got Family Man.
Yeah.
Tawny?
By Black Flag.
Can I be in a movie?
The guy blowing his brains out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got The Leaving Trains.
Uh-huh.
And we're gonna play The Leaving Trains tomorrow night.
Wow.
Is there somebody there called Glenn?
And
Glenn?
Is there somebody there called Glenn?
He's not in right now. Could I take a message?
You could do, yeah. I'm phoning from London to talk to him about Truman's Water.
Oh, yeah, I'm in Truman's Water.
Oh, you are you? What's your name?
My name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. My name's John Peel. I'm doing a radio programme in London, and somebody sent me a copy of your LP, which I like very much indeed. So can you tell me a bit about the band?
Oh, well, what do you want to know?
Well, I mean, I don't even know where you are, you know.
Well, we're in San Diego.
Right.
We've been playing together maybe not even a year yet.
Because what astonished me about the LP was it sounded as though you've been playing together for a very long time indeed. I mean, I hate to say mature, because that sounds rather boring, like Dire Straits or something, but it seems like a very mature record, you know?
Wow, that's pretty weird, yeah, because, I play bass. I've been playing for about a year. I picked up the bass for the first time about a year ago, and
so is this LP? Is that the first recording you've done? Is it?
Yeah, it's the first thing we tried to do.
Well, it's really impressive. I mean, I haven't started playing it on the radio yet, but I'm going to be playing it later on tonight. And I suspect that when I do, there's going to be a great deal of interest in the record. But all of the sleeves are made by hand and stuff, aren't they? So it's not.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get hold of copies of it.
Yeah. We started trying to silk screen the albums now because it's a little hard to color them all by hand, but we still, like, when we do live shows, we bring along records that we've done by hand. We still try to keep up with that, you know.
Right. You said you got a live show. I heard you saying you got a live show tomorrow night or something.
Yeah. We got.
So are you doing do you do lots of gigs around California? Do you get out of state at all?
Yeah. Well, actually, this weekend we're going. We're playing at just a friend's party around here in San Diego, and then tomorrow night we're playing in L.A.
Right.
And then Sunday night we're playing in San Francisco.
Right.
Which we've never been up there before, but.
Well, listen, because do you have an address that I can give to listeners to my program here, so they can write to the band? Because all I've got with the LP, I can't remember how I got the phone number even, but I mean all I've got is just the name of the band and the title of the tracks and the title of the LP, and that's it. But is there an address that people who listen to this program could write to?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me what that is?
Yeah, it's 5308.
5308, yeah.
Brock Bank.
Right, yeah.
Rockbank.
Right, got that.
Brockbank Place.
Right.
San Diego, California.
Right, we need a zip code and stuff.
Yeah, the zip code's 92115.
92115. Right, well, stand by to get some mail from Britain, I think, and maybe even Northern Europe if they can pick the program up at this time of night. Right, yeah, okay. Well, thanks very much. We'll be in touch with you again, no question about it. I hope that one of these days we'll see Truman's Water playing in Britain. That would please me a great deal.
Oh, I'd love to do it.
All right, then.
Great.
I'm sorry I interrupted your other call.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, cheerio then. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Devastating stuff as always, but I'll give you that address again in a moment or so. But a neat band, I suspect, and I'll play you 3 more of their tracks in tomorrow night's programme, along with sessions from traditional fumbling. Now, Kitchen's a Distinction there first for us, and a repeat of the session from Babes in Toyland, so a lot of good stuff tomorrow night as well. But tonight it's the turn of Drunk Tank, and this is their Pin-Up Girl. said watch end in the notes. I see what they mean, sort of. That's Drunk Tank, raging stuff indeed. One more from them before the end of the programme, and that's called Pin Up Girl. This is DJ Dusk, and this comes from an EP called Chic, spelled C-H-I-Q-U-E. Peace and Flangility is the title of this. DJ Dusk with Peace and Flangility. It's 1 o'clock on 1FM and John Briggs has the news.
A man has been shot dead in Belfast tonight. He was standing at the door of his home at White Rock Gardens in the west of the city at about 10:30 when he was attacked by two gunmen. The man is believed to have been in his 30s, but no other details are known. 6 men are being questioned in the Irish Republic after the discovery of arms and ammunition in County Donegal, close to the border with Northern Ireland. Police had been carrying out a surveillance operation along the banks of the River Foyle at St Johnstone when a group of men was seen running from a vehicle. The officers recovered 2 machine guns, 3 rifles and ammunition. It's the third arms find this week. John Major has welcomed the slight fall in the rate of inflation, down to 3.6% in August, compared with 3.7% in July. Mr Major said he thought the figures marked a permanent improvement. But for Labour, Gordon Brown said Britain still had higher inflation than most of our main competitors. The United States is actively considering asking the United Nations to declare Bosnia a no-flying zone. The Americans want to stop Serbia from using aircraft to back up Bosnian Serb forces on the ground, and the move would also prevent Serbian warplanes from shadowing relief flights. President Bush has approved a big arms sale to Saudi Arabia, despite objections from Israel and America's Jewish community. The sale of the 72 F-15 fighters is expected to secure thousands of jobs in Missouri, which is a key state in the presidential election. And thousands of people have been ordered to leave seafront homes and hotels in Hawaii as a hurricane races towards the islands. All beaches have been closed and flights to mainland America have been suspended. Police are hunting a man they describe as violent and dangerous who escaped from custody in East London. 26-year-old Barry Riley hurt his hand punching a police station cell door and leapt from a hospital window in Ilford when he was taken for an X-ray. Earlier this year, he absconded while on prison home leave and was only arrested on Thursday in Redbridge. 1FM Headline News, next update at 2 o'clock.
Well, you think I don't
They're in session tomorrow night, pals. Babes in Toyland, and that's from the Volume 4 CD, once again. Sometimes is the title of it, and rather a stirring performance, I think. And incidentally, it does start like that. That wasn't me getting it wrong. This is Consolidated, and the start of this is a bit odd as well. It's from a CD called Play More Music, Tool and Die.
Obviously, none of you can be trusted with guns, so I'm going to take them away from you.
Witnesses say a young man was gunned down by a group driving by in a car. Police have no suspects in his death.
In the news this hour, a shootout in San Francisco.
4 shootings since Monday, including a quadruple shooting Tuesday night that claimed 1 life.
God damn, this is madness. It's the 4th consecutive week I've had this reoccurring nightmare of a woman who tries to walk her child to daycare. They pass a liquor store, see an average-looking kid running out the door. In a moment frozen, they watch as he reveals a handgun. Terror in a voice, no sound. He unloads around, her son goes down. Then I wake up screaming, but am I dreaming? Cause it's just another day, so many killings repeated until people have no feeling. When every 2 years guns take more American lives in the whole Vietnam War. 16s and children die every day in gun homicides. And the NRA lobby fool pay athletes to tell kids to stay in school. Whoever said that must be joking. Go tell that to the kids in Oakland, DC, Detroit, and Newark. And you wonder why kids don't do their homework. The school is a war zone. Teachers and students alike are afraid to leave home. Always all at innocence too. The principal's office a grieving room. This is a malignant cancer. Guards and metal detectors won't be the answer. Hundreds of thousands of students say they carry guns to school daily, growing up with fear and panic. Bang! Time automatic.
America has the most homicide. America has the most homicide.
Take away the guns, we need gun control. Take away the guns, we need gun control.
America has the most homicide. America has the most homicide.
How can we stop the violence when everywhere we look is the image of gun death? The Rodney King explosion is just one result of inner city erosion. Take away our hope and kids will turn to robbery and dealing dope. You don't care about elections. What urban youth want is protection from a life of war. Could be the Iraqi war or a war in the Fillmore. There's no more tragic sight than a heavily armed youth with no respect for life. The leading cause of death in African American males under 35. At the funeral, the friends will cry, but on the streets they tool and die. And Hollywood has done more than anyone to glamorize a gun. Movies, music, and TV. Gotta take the profit out of crime. Stop glamorizing death on prime time. Cities are the only places where kids are waging arms races. In suburbs and rural areas across the country, kids are carrying 3 more hours and another teenage youth will have committed suicide while his mother's crying. Gun advocates are on TV lying to the public about how people are the ones who kill and guns don't. Do we have gun control? We can't stop these 10-year-olds from going in their father's closet where the gun was left unlocked and loaded. Where does it end? And everyone's got their own piece. Dividend.
America has the most homicide. America has the most homicide.
Take away the guns, we need gun control. Gun control. Take away the guns, we need gun control.
America has the most homicide. America has the most homicide.
Driving down Guerrero, cut off a psycho kid, look like Sendero. Luminoso, words were froze, so I don't start talking shit, interactive macho. You could get popped in a minute, but this is the Wild Wild West and we're in it. And my kids don't wanna play when they have to worry about duck and spray. Or 2 drunks having an argument in front of our apartment trumpet. But when I hear that sound, I yell to everyone get inside and get down.
For an early morning shootout turned the neighborhood into a war zone.
Drive-by shooting in America has the most homicides. America has the most homicides.
Take away the guns, we need gun control.
One of the boys was found to be carrying a sawed-off 22 caliber rifle.
An 11-year-old Oakland boy who shot his playmate to death has been sentenced to up to 9 years in a group home for troubled youth.
America has the most homicides. America has the most homicides.
These are intense people, but you know that already. Consolidated, and that's called Tool and Die. And last weekend I played you a track from a new double single pack called Half Past I've Got. Half Past I've Got, yeah, that's what it's called, by Wingtip Sloat. And here's another track from the same set, with a rather rude title again, I'm afraid. A lot of that about. Bowdlerise the title for you. That's Mass Congress in the Haystacks. Wingtip Sloat from a double EP called, I suppose it's something, you know, it's half past I've got, you know, like somebody asked you what the time was. I suppose that's what the title of it is anyway. And an import from America, and I think it's Cargo who import that. I should check these things before I say it. Yes, it is indeed. But a nice little package. You know, I like things, it's all sort of paper bags and things stuck on, and, you know, the front of it printed with like potatoes. I'm a sucker for that, I'm afraid. These are the Faith Healers. Is it the last from them tonight? Hold on, can I be right in saying this? Indeed it is, yeah. I'm ready. Faith Healers in session, and that's called I'm Ready. It is indeed the last from them. Tomorrow night's sessions come from Kitchens of Distinction and Babes in Toyland. And this next record, it says on it 45, and I played it at 45, and it is so absurdly fast that I actually phoned Deja Vu Records to check with them whether indeed it was supposed to be played at 45. And when they'd finished laughing, they'd told me that indeed it was. It's something like 150 beats per minute. It's fast stuff. I'm glad I don't have to dance to it. It's called Addicted. Hold on, where is it? This is it, this one here. Of course, I've just done an absolutely classic thing. After going on about how fast that was and how it's supposed to be played at 45, I've been playing it at 33. Now, you have to admit that it's an understandable mistake, because it sounded perfectly reasonable at 33, didn't it? And I bet you were sitting there thinking, that's not too fast at all, sounds all right to me. This is how it's supposed to go. I apologise for getting it wrong. This is Raving Mad on Deja Vu Records, Addicted. Well, you can see why I was in 3 or 4 minds over that. That's Raving Mad, though, on Deja Vu Records, played finally at the right speed, so they say, 45, and that was Addicted. This is a band called Red Bliss.
Yeah. These are not empty words.
Could
That's Dwayne Eddy, of course. Rather a rare record, I like to think. It's on Big Tree Records, and it was recorded, well, I'm not sure what year it was, but a long time ago. Renegade is the title of it. Before that, it was Red Bliss from a CD on Axis called Gateway to Joy, and that track was Hate Me. 1972, the Dwayne Eddy record, and I've just had an engineer from the BBC studios on the phone to tell me that the session that they recorded this evening with Pond was a bit of a corker, and I was very glad that we could get him in, and it's largely due to Pinky, who worked very hard to get him in at the last moment, because we didn't really quite realise that they were in the country until it was, until there wasn't a lot of time left. So a Pond session will be coming up shortly, and I think it's going to be pretty good, and it sounds as though it will be. This is Fragger Ranks.
Watch this. I don't know if we stand up and watch Fragger Rank in article notch. No look a fool and DVD spread can't make my dress back. Yeah, man. Watch this. And but me say what so you really can do is wings one away. I watch your ranking got show. What so you really can do is wings one away. I watch your ranking got show. Tell the girls hug me up and the man them a screw. Me are the king and the woman are the queen. When me lock the door and next man can't come in, you coulda big like a mountain, small like a pin. This the ranking, you commit a big sin. From the Almighty King, you are gonna get a beating. What you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got show. What you really can do is turn a farmer and go sell callaloo. Out of many, tell them chosen are few. Shabba Ranks is number one and I am number two. From your heart clean, me not talk to you. And the rest of them send them up on the zoo. Cause me just ready to start the musical curfew. And who get mad, send them up on Bellevue. What you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. What you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. Long time me out there in the night Joe. It give me fever and cold until it turn flow. Do unto others as they do unto you. I know me broke out and them do have a clue. Can't write and know me lyrics them brand new. What you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. What you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. Carry me name to me woman, that's all you can do. Carry me name to police, that's all you can do. Carry me name to people, that's all you can do. Carry feelings to me, that's all you can do. Nothing else, nothing more. Cause you don't care people, cause me say what you really can do is wings one away. I watch Kim, I got you. What you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. What you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. Tell the girls hug me up and the man them a screw. Me are the king and the woman them are the queen. When me lock the door and next man can't come in. Big like a mountain, small like a pin. This the ranking, you commit a big sin. From the Almighty King, you want go get a beating. What you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. What you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. Just wings one away. I watch Red Rose got you. Wings one away. I watch ranking got you. Wings one away. I watch Stumpy got you. We are go beat them till them black and blue. Can't with us I start the musical curfew. Me say what you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. Them a nut, me a boat. Them a span and me a screw. Go on Fragger ranking, can you brand new? Send the whole of them up a Bellevue. Like a old crash up car, a crash one fit you. Dash them well like bread when it get melted. Come me say what you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. What you really can do is wings one away. I watch the ranking got you. Out
Fragger Ranks on Sinbad Records, and that's called What You Really Can Do. And James Birdwhistle, the person who's down at the Pond session, says that they've done a cover of a Bo Diddley number. Barely recognisably claims that it is, but anybody who does a Bo Diddley number is all right with me. I'm looking forward to the session a lot. And we've had a good one tonight too from Drunk Tank, and this is the last of it. It's called Accidents. Well, they certainly know how to make an old man very happy. That's Drunk Tank, the last from them, make a nice EP this session, and that was called Accidents. And I have for you now a new single from The Orb, and it's on sort of, it's not quite turquoise, it's a kind of greeny blue, but more blue than green, I think, and for some reason it's a little crackly around the start, but I shall play it to you anyway. It's called Assassin. New single from The Orb, and this is called Assassin. Pretty good too, I'd say. And to end tonight's programme, The Muffs, and this is from the boxed set on Estrus Records, Gearbox, Brand New Chevy. A 58 to do me very nicely. Those are the Muffs, Brand New Chevy, ending tonight's programme. Lynn Parsons next. It's 2 o'clock on 1FM and John Briggs has the news.